Hey everyone, Coach Bree here with my assistant coach Raisin. We're going to be taking you through Strength E3. This is a really fun one to burn your shoulders and your legs. There are 14 exercises, each being performed for a minute long. So the workout will take you 14 minutes, and then I recommend a 2-minute break after. Then you're going to want to perform the workout as many times as your program says. So that being said, let's get started and have some fun. So first exercise we got here for our lower body work are good mornings. This is a hinge exercise. So what I like to think about here is I have a string attached to my belly button and it's pulled straight down to in between my two big toes. What I find that does is it helps get a nice hinge, and I like thinking about lifting my hips back and up here while maintaining a nice neutral spine. This exercise can be done with a dumbbell like I have here, or I'm about to show you right now is with a hockey stick. Either or will work, whichever one that you feel is giving you the best feedback on how your posture is going. You really want to focus on feeling your hamstrings stretching as you go down, and then you're going to want to activate them in your glutes on the way up here. This next exercise is lower reverse lunges. So we're going to go down into a lunge position and we're going to stay bent down, tapping back, keeping all the weight in our front legs and using opposite arm, opposite leg, just to have a good habit of working on here. So in this one you're going to really feel your glute and your hamstrings as well as your quads while maintaining that nice low position. You want to be nice and light when you tap that foot back, and again, just a friendly reminder, keep all that weight on your front leg. Staying nice and low also. Lower, Brianne. Lower. Almost done. Staying low into those lunges. Done. Next one, we're going to be doing a 3-second pause into a squat jump. So we're pausing, jump, pause, 2, 3, jump. Good. Make sure when you're paused that your knees are rolled out. You can see that my knees are caved in a little bit there. So let's see if I fix it on the next one. So down to my squat. No, my knees aren't in line with my middle toes. They're more in line with my big toe. So you guys are going to be better than me, and you're going to roll those thighs out, keeping those knees in line with your middle toe. When you do that, you're going to feel your glute working more. It's going to be good for you. And like you can see here, I'm shaking it out after every couple of squats because this one does really burn because you're doing an isometric hold into an explosive jump. This is really good for a lot of sports. For my synchronized swimmers, you're going from more static position like egg beater, having to prep quick and then boost. For hockey players, you spend a lot of time on the bench. You're sitting there for a long time, and then all of a sudden you gotta like go and play like a minute shift like their life depends on it. So this one's a gooder. Alright, now we're going into our Black Widows. So this one is going to work on the muscles between your shoulder blades. So I had to go in an angle here so I didn't hurt my elbow in the concrete. But essentially what you're doing, and I'm exaggerating here, is driving my elbows into the ground and squeezing my shoulder blades together. It's really easy to let your abs take over in this one. So the fact that you guys will be able to control what muscles you're using and able to shut off your abs can be really good. So I turn around so I can show you guys a little bit better. Again, I'm going to exaggerate. I'm going to lift up, I'm going to punch down, squeeze my shoulder blades together, and shoulders down away from my ears. So that's very important for this one to work on nice, good posture. Get those shoulder blades off the ground more, Brianne. Come on. Push those elbows in. Squeeze those rhomboids. Done. Yay. Alright, next one moving on is to lat clocks. So you'll see here that I'm going to start with no laxity in my band. Hands width, shoulder width apart. And I'm moving my shoulder or my arm from my shoulder. So I'm feeling like I'm leading the movement from the shoulder, like that lever point. And you'll also notice here that I'm internally rotating my hands as I do this. That's going to get more lat engagement. Your lats are a big band that wrap around, or that are on your low back, and they come all the way across under your armpit and attach onto the front of your shoulder, kind of by your bicep is the best way I can describe it now. And so because of where they insert on your shoulder and your back, they're also going to do internal rotation of your arm. So getting that extra internal rotation here in these lat clocks is going to go a long way in helping you feel your lats and being able to use them in other exercises that are important for your sport. Getting ready for band pull apart. So again, I'm going to start with the band, shoulder width apart, no laxity in it. And I'm starting the movement by activating my shoulder blades here and driving my elbows back. I'm trying to keep 90 degrees with my arms, so I'm not extending my elbows, keeping them 90 degrees. If I was coaching myself here, I'd tell myself to drop my rib cage down and engage my core a little bit. Maybe soften my knees so that I'm able to do that, and work again on my line here.
I thought I was just gonna come out tonight and get a brew and relax, but no, when you the party started, it's like you won't call, you what the doctor ordered. It's like you gotta block the border to the door and shock them when it's boring. Get on the floor. It's the groove aside bomber, mic in my vest tight, strapped to my chest like I'ma run up in the party, holler and be like, oh, fulfilling my calling, Big Will, that's my name. Right, it is used to hate me, now they come and
Really try and keep that form as you get tired. Awesome, and done. Next one is step up and step downs. So I really try to exaggerate for you guys here how I am not using my bottom leg. So I'm stepping up with my left leg, and my right leg I'm trying really hard to keep it dead and be really slow and controlled on the way down. I don't know how to emphasize this more. The leg that is on the chair is doing 100% of the work. The leg on the ground is there for balance and does not assist you in stepping up. Even that ankle does not help you get a little bit of momentum. So I grabbed a weight here to give myself a little bit more resistance and really challenge the load on the way down, sitting back into that hip. Also see how my knee doesn't slide in front of my toe. That's another important factor here. You really want to try and keep that thigh straight. Falling over like I just did is okay, because I'm trying so hard to be slow and controlled, sitting back into my hip. Please, it's a step down too. Okay, with that one being done, now we're going to be moving on is to kneeling squats. This one you're going to sit on your knees here, and then you're going to squeeze your bum forward. Make sure that you're squeezing your bum forward and not arching your low back. A good way of making sure that you do this is feeling like you're dropping your rib cage, lengthening your low back as you squeeze your bum up here. This is one that can get a little easy, so you can also put a band around your hip and attach it to a pole or something, where I'm going to grab a weight here just to add a little bit more resistance. It doesn't take much to add difficulty to this exercise, but what it's going to really work on is getting that full hip extension, and it's also going to really highlight if you are using your back, because you will feel that sway and the unsteadiness at the top of the squat there.
Writing raps and movies, I went from trusting these chicks. Now they all wanna sue me, so fuck them all in the back. I'm smoking bud in the back. I'm waiting for niggas to trip, cause bitch I love to scrap. I went from rocks to Z.
Done. Now we're moving on to alternating side hops with crisscrosses. Wanted to add a little bit of jazz to this workout, so I did 5 side hops here, and then I went into 5 crisscrosses per leg, just alternating. This one going to be nice and light. A lot of my athletes, I hear you guys jumping. I don't want to hear you. You should be nice and quiet. The reason I want you guys to do that is it making you absorb the impact. It's going to be way easier on your joints if your muscles are contracting and relaxing in a certain way to absorb that impact, and it's just going to be more pleasant to do and nicer on my sensitive ears. So just keep going through this one, making sure that those toes are staying pointed forward. I don't want any wonky knees on this one. So just keep going, see how many you can get in. And also notice how my side hops, I'm not just hopping over like a centimeter, I'm actually going for like a foot or two. If you want it challenging, you could jump the width, not the length, the width of the mat. Oh, done already. Talk through another one. Okay, so now we're moving on to our overhead press, or a heave press. So I'll switch it halfway to show you guys. So this one, because my band's short, I'm doing it for my knees, for my overhead press. So again, pulling my shoulders down away from my ears. It's really easy to let the shoulders pop up with this one. Trying to just push that band up, keeping those wrists straight. I often see with athletes with the barbell that their wrists fall back. You want to keep your wrist straight with this one. Having the band here is going to be a great way to work on that. Throwing the band away, we're now going to move into the heave press. This is another option if you have two weights that are the same size. So squatting back into the hip, not the knees, back into the hip, and then simultaneously extending up. This is actually a very complex movement because you have to coordinate so many joints to transfer the force through your body. So I move to the side here so you can see how I'm really forcing my hip back and pushing the arm straight above my head, not letting my ribs pop out. Doing some Karate Kid for you guys. So we got wax on, wax off planks. So this one, all you're gonna do is do two counterclockwise. No, two clockwise. Yes, no, counterclockwise circles with your arm, and then you're gonna do two clockwise circles with your arm, and then you're gonna do the same thing on the other arm because I just confused myself. So I hope this is distracting you guys from the training because this one really burned my shoulders and I'm just going to talk fast. Okay, if you're not able to maintain good form, like your back is sagging or your bum's really popping up, you can drop to your knees like I just did here. When I drop to my knees, I'm really focused on squeezing and engaging my glutes so that my bum's not piked and my back's not arched. I find that's something really common when athletes have to modify and drop to their knees for exercises like this. So again, drawing those nice big circles. It is going to work to stabilize and strengthen those shoulders. Moving on to the abs, my favorite part. So this is alpha V circles. So this can be almost anything that you guys want. What I'm doing here is I am drawing the alphabet. You could draw uppercase, you could draw lowercase, you could spell words, anything to keep it interesting. I find that it's really hard, but it's kind of fun and engaging, and that the minute went by faster. So with this one, you can have your hands on the ground, keep that back as flat as you can. Don't let your feet touch the ground in between letters, and keep your knees as straight as possible, pretending that you have a pen between your feet and you want to draw nice big letters or numbers. You could change it up. I'm interested in seeing what you guys will come up with. Alright, moving on to my favorite exercise, hand to shin passes. I like doing this one with a med ball or any kind of ball because it adds kind of a balance factor when it's on your shins. So essentially with this exercise, you're just going to pass an object, could be a textbook or a water bottle, from your hands to your shins, keeping your feet off the ground. Good job, keep going, get your feet off the ground, Brienne, oh my gosh. And you're just going to keep going like this. Really work that core, passing it, and again trying to balance that object on your shins and get your feet off the ground. Oh my god. Feet! Gosh, I rest a lot. I'm sorry guys, you're gonna be way better than me in this exercise. Keep going. Oh my goodness, I'm taking forever to transition to the last exercise, which is alpha side planks. So like the alpha side circles, I'm in a side plank and I am drawing the alphabet with my arm. It's actually surprising at how challenging this is to stabilize your core with that arm moving around like a crazy person. Who can guess what I am spelling right now? Bonus points if you guess what it is. Haha. So this one I did hold for 30 seconds and then I switched to the other side. Again, taking forever. Hurry up. You guys are going to be way quicker in your transitions than me. And again, spelling, continuing to spell the word that I was just spelling or the sentence. You'll never know. But again, this is the last exercise, so really fight for it. Don't let your bum pike out. You want to squeeze your bum forward, but make sure when you squeeze your bum forward, you're not arching your low back. You want to try and lengthen your low back and pelvic tilt. So feel like you have a tail between your legs and you're pulling it through.
Activity
so that
completed.
Bum's not piked. Oh, and we're done. That minute flew by. That was awesome. Ah, here comes my assistant coach. Yay, celebrating a job well done and a really fun workout. I hope you guys enjoy it, and please give me some feedback. I'm always open to feedback, and hope you guys have a great day, and that you're feeling just as sore and as sweaty as I am right now. Woo! See you guys!